All right, guys, this is Krazy Kev here. I'm here with my man, Robert Varricchio. Robert, how we doing, my man?
What's up, guys? Ready to go?
Yes, sir. So, Robert, man, I mean, you're coming off a huge win. I mean, your first submission win of your career. I mean, talk a bit more about that big win and what you got next year.
Oh man, it was crazy. The whole time in the fight, we were I took it back like 4 or 5 times, kept escaping the same way, kept turning away, beat my bottom leg, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go down with the submission instead. Let me just say fuck it and go for a bulldog choke. So turns it out third round, the same push my bottom leg down. I lock up the rear naked choke, and he tries to run away while I have it in. I'm like, nah, I'm finishing this shit. I sat through it, I had it, and I was like, so bulldog choke finish, I think it's pretty cool in my career.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a cool finish for sure. It's definitely a unique one as well. And now with you competing here towards the end of the year, I mean, now it's obviously the new year with 2026. When do you kind of want to get back in there and compete next?
I was talking to my agent today. I'm probably gonna get one more in, and then hopefully look for the contender series over the summer break. If not, then I'll look for like probably a short notice call to UFC if they can. But again, I'm just working every single day. Whatever they give me. You know, uh, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. So maybe I'll be training for a fight. I might get a short notice call. Maybe I'll just keep fighting, do a few more regional fights, or maybe I'll do a Dana White's contenders in the summer. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. All we can do is control ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough. That definitely makes a lot of sense there. I definitely think you're probably like one more away as well. And now, with that being said, I mean, with the promotions, I mean, you kind of fought a little bit like all over the place now. You fought for
Mhm.
CFFC and a couple other promotions. What promotion do you think is maybe next for you? Do you maybe know yet?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I might do Ring Combat one more time. I feel like this UFC Fight Pass deal is kind of it's really messing with a lot of emotion right now for like the exposure wise. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I know LFA just lost their Fight Pass deal. A few other places just lost a Fight Pass deal. In terms of exposure, I'm really down for anything. I might go back Ring Combat to defend my title. Maybe I can go to Fury and try to fight for the 55 title because I know the guy I just beat is fighting for it. So, again, we'll see whatever they give me. I'm telling you, I'll be ready. I'll be ready for anything.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that makes a lot of sense for sure. And now, when it comes to your last fight, man, I mean, talk a bit more about your training camp. I mean, who were you maybe training with to help you out for that last fight?
Well, the crazy thing about that last fight was I wasn't even training for a lefty. Like I had the guy Nick Rodriguez. He was the 155 champ of Ring of Combat. And then I think 3 weeks before the fight, dude pops his shoulder out, gets shoulder surgery, and they give me this guy John Ramirez for interim title, or just now that was the actual title. I was training with him. I'm training with the person I was training, my boy Julio Arce. He just got signed to the PFL. He's fighting Pagandi. I don't know if I can say that guy's last name. Alexei Pagandi. He's fighting him in March in Pittsburgh. I've been training with him, the same person I've been training with for years. Been training with my boy Ryan Supervicious, my boy Alberto, a bunch of dudes just get trying to stay ready, just get me ready. Oh, I
Yeah,
trained with Munch, Mancha Carey too. He came to the gym a few times. We trained together.
yeah, no, that's definitely a lot of good guys, man. Definitely glad you have a solid gym around you. And now that last opponent you just fought, man. I mean, when you got offered him, I mean, obviously, I saw in another interview as well. Like, you mentioned like his record wasn't the best, but I mean, when you really look at it, man, he's fought a lot of like talented guys, and like everyone he's kind of fought, like they've had like high profile like
Yeah,
promotions they fought and everything. I mean, talk a bit more about what that was kind of like game planning for that opponent on short notice.
I mean that was exactly what I thought. Like I was literally mid lip when I got a text from my coach saying that my opponent pulled out, and they gave me this guy, and I was like 9-8, man. That's terrible. And I looked him up, and I'm like, dude he fought like good dudes, people who fought contenders, people who fought UFC, people who was 7-0. He had no quit, and then you watch his fights. He's not a bad fighter whatsoever. He just had bad luck of the draw. If you would have had a good agent, that guy could have been UFC caliber. You know, but he had nothing to lose. He went in there with nothing to lose, and you could tell by the way he was fighting. Like he swung with no with reckless abandonment. Like when I took him down, he got back up. He just came out with a 7-piece combo, and I'm blocking and everything. And the dude really didn't care whether he got knocked out or not. You know,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
fight someone like that, you got to fight a little more cautiously than you would someone who is a little more seasoned. You know that sometimes that's a harder fight than someone who's 6-0 or 7-0 because they're gonna go in there and try to kill you because they're supposed to lose that fight.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely think that's a important way that you kind of put it. And now another thing I thought was interesting as well is that you mentioned, if he maybe had like a better manager, he could have been to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think it is like to have like a good management for your career for maybe like up and coming fighters or just fighters in general?
Bro, 100%. Like it's probably one of the most important things ever. Like you see so many of these people who are such great fighters, but if it's your first fight as a pro, like you need someone. I don't want to say like a tin can, but you need someone who's not like fucking 5-0, 6-0 on his way to fucking UFC. You know, always hype. You want to get like your feet wet. You want to get your feet wet, and then I had my first fight was against a guy in my pro who was pretty good. He was 5-2, you know. And then my second fight was a guy. It was a short notice fight because my opponent pulled out. He was like 2-12 or something like that. And then my third fight was undefeated guy. My fourth fight was someone who fought for Bellator, and it gets progressively harder. Like you got to look at it, look at any kind of career like a video game, man. You don't start at the hardest level the first day. You got to slowly progress. And I think what he did is he went from beginning the hardest level, and he stayed there the whole time. He never found those fights to really just help him find himself as a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think that's another good way to put it, kind of like a video game. I definitely think that makes a lot of sense to me. And now another thing I want to ask you about as well too. I mean, you've obviously been on like a winning streak since fighting Marquez Forrest. With that fight, what did you kind of learn from that fight, and how do you think you've kind of progressed since then?
And the first thing I learned was if I hurt someone, don't rush in like an idiot. You know, um, one that fight for me, I had a really bad weight cut that fight. You know, I fell during like on my last session of cutting. I fell, and my brother told me I hit my head, but I didn't believe him. You know, um, like I fell, I passed out, and I got up. I made weight. It was easy, but I couldn't keep food down for that fight. So like that, like I was throwing up after I weighed in, and I was throwing up and throwing up and throwing up. And I went in there like substantially less than I was in my previous fight. And honestly, what's even more crazy was I was still piecing them up, you know, while I was emaciated. But again, he's a good dude. Me and Marquez are boys now. But I learned a lot from that fight. Like one, just I went back to the gym, and every time off the break, made sure I kept my hands up. I didn't drop my arms. Um, I feel like my takedown defense in that fight was beautiful, and I learned just making sure that everything leading up to the fight has to be perfect. I can't do anything that could make my stomach the way it was after I finished cutting weight, because I literally couldn't keep food down for about a solid 8 hours.
Wow. Wow. No, it's definitely interesting. I didn't know that, but that makes a lot of sense when it comes to the fight camp and everything like that. Now when it comes to your fights, I mean, obviously, you have a ton of finishes on your resume. What's maybe what's maybe your favorite finish that you might have had, or maybe your favorite fight in your career?
My favorite fight in my career, honestly, was the one where I didn't get a finish against Martinez, because that fight I completely and utterly dismantled every single weapon he had to the point where he couldn't do a thing. And that's a high level PFL renowned fighter. That it was like my get back fight for the CFC. And I went in there and I just threw him around like a rag doll for 35-minute rounds. But my favorite finish had to be the Evans fight, where I faked the jab, but threw the right hand. I ducked underneath the cross. It's still on my Instagram, my pin reels, because I just love the way it looks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, fair enough. That's definitely an awesome highlight. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now with your last fight as well, too, man. I mean, with you getting that bulldog choke, I mean, were you training a lot of like wrestling and jujitsu for that camp? I mean, talk a bit more about were you maybe kind of expecting to get a submission in that fight?
But my game plan was to take him down and just beat the shit out of him. I never really looked for submissions. Like if you look at a lot of my fights, like I can grapple. I'm a great grappler, but I love violence. You know, I want to say I'm a very violent person, but like I told one of my boy Toms, he's one of my photographers, that it takes like a lot to us as martial artists to understand how we could be this like calm and relaxed all the time, because of all the violent shit that we do in the gym. that we have the right and we have the ability to be that calm. I love going in there and being in that storm, being violent, and then come out of that storm of that cage and being the calm and relaxed person that I am. It's my 15 minutes to do whatever the fuck I want in there. So I don't want to like sit there and try to strangle someone, which is again I could, but I just want to beat the living shit out of you and prove to you that like I'm a better man than you.
Yeah.
You know.
No, yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. That definitely is pretty fun to hear as well. No, another thing I wanted to ask you about as well too. I mean, obviously, you're a beast and whatnot in the cage, but I mean, what do you kind of like to do outside the cage when you're not in here training and fighting, man?
No one would actually expect this of me, but I actually I tell people this all the time, like a lot of my students, and they're like, "No way!" I'm actually big on playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd, bro. Like, but like I'm pretty good at it too. So it's like, oh, I'm a huge nerd. I do that. I play Arc Raiders, big gamer. Um, I got a big ass Cane Corso dog. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm sure you've
nice.
seen him.
Yeah.
Dude's 120 pounds of like pure, just absolute like muscle. And hanging out with him is probably one of my favorite things, you know. And that's all I do. I play video games, hang out with my girlfriend, my dog, and I train and I teach kids too.
Nice.
I'm teaching in Freehold, Jersey, and New Up Staten Island, and it's so much fun. I wouldn't change it for anything else.
That's important. No, it's definitely some good stuff, man. That definitely sounds like a lot of fun. And now when it comes to teaching, man, I mean, do you think like teaching maybe makes you a better fighter? I mean, talk a bit more about that as well.
100%. My favorite thing to do, actually, I'll tell you is if I ever learn something new, like from my coaches, that I have a select few of like adult students and even some really good kid students that I'll go back and I'll be like, yo, we should work this, and I'll teach it to them. And by me teaching them, I learn it better because now I can see more reactions of what people do. Where like if I'm going with like Julio or if I'm going with my boy Ryan or Christian McCauley, and they give me a certain reaction. Now I go to these guys who aren't trained in the way that I know for years. They're still a little bit newer. They might give a whole different reaction than those three would. So now I'm seeing more ways that people could react to these certain moves, and now I'm better prepared for the future.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes a lot of sense for sure. It definitely is pretty awesome to hear. And now when it comes to like teaching, I mean, I do a little bit of teaching myself. I'm a Taekwondo instructor. What advice would you maybe give to like my students or maybe even just your students to maybe get to your level one day? I mean, talk to me more about that.
The biggest thing I tell people all the time, because I got people same thing. They're like they call me my title here was Joshu. So they're like, I wanna fight, I wanna be as good as you one day. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be days where you're gonna feel, and there are days like this where you're gonna feel that you're not good enough. You're gonna feel, wake up, go to the gym, you can get the shit kicked out of you by someone you probably used to beat their ass, and you probably do still beat their ass, but that one day they got the better of you. So that's the day. Those are the days where you have to go home. You have to sit down. You have to be like, okay, it's just one day. Wake up the next day, and just do it again. Get up and do it again. Just you're gonna get knocked down. Just keep getting your ass back up. That's the hardest thing I tell people. Some people see bad things. They see a little adversity, and they quit. They sit down. They stay down, and they don't want to do it anymore because if they're not good at it so early, they think they'll never be good at it.
Right.
Just stick
Yeah.
stick through it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's some good advice. I definitely think perseverance is definitely key for sure. And now getting back into fighting, I mean, when it comes to like MMA, I mean, do you watch MMA at all? Like maybe like the UFC and stuff? And if so,
Oh
who
yeah.
are maybe some of your favorite fighters you like to watch?
Oh, easily. I used to. I mean, he's just fighting anymore, but I used to love watching Demetrius Johnson. Honestly, I think over anyone else, he is the fucking goat, bro. He is the greatest of all time. I don't know why people forget about him in the goat talks. Pisses me off. He's the greatest of all time. I like watching him. Um, technique wise, I wouldn't say Gaethje, but I like watching Gaethje's fights because he's a fucking barn burner. Like last weekend, Paddy and him, no technique whatsoever.
That's true.
Fucking barn burner. But I like watching Topuria. Again, it's probably sound very common, but again, just the way he fights, his technicalness, the way he gets his power, beautiful. I like watching Benoit, BSD. He's very smooth. And honestly, I like watching Shevchenko as well, only because Shevchenko is the way she fights is she's always really good at finding opponent's weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And being better than them in that spot, it's beautiful. It's always beautiful to watch. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely think Valentina is definitely awesome. That's definitely an underrated pick, I would say. And no, when it comes to Justin Gaethje, man, I mean, did you think he was going to have that kind of performance and win the title last week?
I so if I knew he was gonna win, I didn't know he was gonna hurt him that bad in the first round. I knew he was gonna win the first round though, because Paddy has been a renowned slow starter. You know.
Right.
So I knew he was gonna come in. But bro, the beat down he put on that dude, man, that's gonna be a career altering fight for him. I think. Like it's gonna change the way. It's gonna change his fight career. The same
Yeah.
way. Who did Ferguson fight after? I remember he got dropped, and it completely changed the way he fought after that. Um,
Um,
when he was undefeated, his first loss.
yeah, I don't know. I'm blanking now as well.
But and from there it drastically changed. He went like 0-7 from there, and
Yeah.
I think that's gonna happen because there's no way, bro. You get dropped like 8 times like that. Don't come back with some kind of brain damage, bro. Like you got dropped 8 times, powerful shots, and then still getting hit, still getting back up. It's tough. It's good to be tough, but that's gonna change his cognizance right there. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to Tony Ferguson, I mean, he fought Justin Gaethje, and then the next fight afterwards was Charles Oliveira. Maybe that's who you're speaking of.
Yeah. Well, I remember. Remember when he fought Khabib? When he
Yes.
supposed to fight Khabib,
Yes.
he hurt his leg,
Yes.
and then he didn't fight for like 2 years, and he came back and he lost. I forgot who he fought when he lost. His first loss.
Yeah, I think it was Gaethje, but I could be wrong.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah, I
It
think it was.
was. 'Cause I remember he got dropped really badly, and then he tried coming back, and he went like 0-7 after that. And again, like I
Yeah,
said, a career altering fight. And I think
yeah,
that's what happened to Patty. I hope it proves me wrong because I would love to fight Patty one day. So I would beat the shit out of him. Um, and you can clip this right now and let me know because when I make it to UFC and I win my first few fights and this clip comes back up, this will spark the fight between me and Patty. 'Cause I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
What's up with Paddy, man? I mean, do you not like him? I mean, what's
No,
up
no, no,
with
it's not that I
him?
don't like him. I just know I beat the shit out. I love that he advocates for like men's health and all that. I love it. I love
Me
it. Love
too.
it. Love it. But I would honestly house him. To be honest.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a fun fight. I definitely, I didn't even think about that until you just said that. That would definitely be a lot of fun to see. And yeah, one more thing I want to ask you about as well too. I mean, talk a bit more about kind of how you got into MMA and maybe some of your first days on the mats.
Oh, so what was crazy was you can't really tell. I mean, with some of my words, you probably could tell, but I have like a really bad stutter sometimes. And when I was younger, it was really, really bad. So, like, I was getting bullied in school and whatnot. But one day, we're walking past. You remember Boston Market?
Yeah, yeah, I know it. Yeah,
So we were going to a Boston Market, and right next to Boston Market is a Tiger Showman's. And as we're walking past, the owner of the gym comes talk to us, and then I was like, you know what? I saw all these kids doing like these fancy like jump kicks on X-ray paper. I'm like, this is dope. I didn't say dope back then, but I was like this as a kid. I was 5 years old, like that. So me and my brother Giuliano actually went in there the following week and took a class. However, I started crying because the guy who came out wasn't there that day. I was training with some random person I didn't know. So me being the 5-year-old kid with no confidence, stutter, didn't know how to talk to people, freaking out because this stuff was someone that I don't know is teaching. Start crying, but then it turns out he was in the back. Came out, talked to me. I signed up, and I've been there since I was 5 years old. Now I'm 30. So
wow,
yeah,
that's
crazy.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy how life works out. That's definitely a pretty cool story as well. And yeah, man, Robert, it's been awesome talking to you. Like I said, I'm definitely super glad you came on the show and came on to talk. What was maybe your final message out there to the fans watching this video?
Yo, just keep your eyes peeled, guys, because Ruthless Rob's coming to UFC very, very soon. Be ready.
Yeah, no, we're definitely ready, Rob. And again, man, thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. And I hope you get short notice or a contender series something soon, man. You definitely deserve
Hell
it.
yeah, man. You've been born ready. Can't wait.